okay? And 3 more clients have actually gotten great results with my services. One is booked their entire, got their whole roster filled for the college consulting client. Another one, one of the French tutors that I was working with, she, is starting to book consistently 2 great clients a month. Hey everybody, this is Mario Ranchi, brand strategist and founder of Manufacturer. Here today with another episode of Ambitions of an Agency, and I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video like this, only because I've been so busy with client work. And basically what this video is going to be is a recap of the summer and what I was doing during the summer, right? Which was basically client work and making my business better and better. Okay, and I found that it's kind of hard to document within those time periods because you're looking to deliver projects and you're looking to deliver them well so that they work, right? Maybe that's an excuse in itself, but for the most part I'm going to continue documenting this process as it goes on. But the main thing is that we are kind of I feel like I'm starting to get a good amount of momentum with my business now, whereas beforehand I was just kind of experimenting, figure things out. Now I know it works and I'm just going to build on top of it over and over again. So 2 things that I've been thinking about lately. So first things is, for the recap of the summer, I brought on 4 more clients, right? Great clients. Some even different from the kind of tutors or the college consultants that I got. Like one was a program provider, someone who provides a curriculum or program for teachers, right? So that's another kind of niche on an education business, right? So instead of just serving tutors and college consultants, this starts to expand and starts to help more people who are just educational businesses. Either they have a product or a service and they're in the education space and they're trying to sell it to somebody. It doesn't need to be parents or students, could be even teachers. So I'm starting to see that expansion. I'm starting to see how the psychographics are working very well with that, meaning the lifestyles, the day-to-day problems are, basically connecting with other people who I didn't think I could help with, and now I'm expanding out into those spaces as well. Okay, and 3 more clients have actually gotten great results with my services. One is booked their entire, got their whole roster filled for the college consulting client. Another one, one of the French tutors that I was working with, she, is starting to book consistently 2 great clients a month, right? So in the last 3 months, that's probably like 4 times 4, 12 clients consistently each month. 12 clients consistently in 3 months. So that's pretty good. And the rest that I'm working with now, the other 4 clients I brought on, I am helping them and bringing them into the process and helping them through it and guiding them all the way through to the end so that they can, get to the best place that they possibly need, right? I want these people to get results, and so I have to make sure that I'm helping them remove all the blockages that they need to get to their outcomes, right? That's what I'm really starting to understand, is that the people who do get results with working with me, right, my consulting services and my marketing services and whatnot, and doing the daily actions that I show them how to do, right, the how to market themselves, etc., how to reach out to people. The main thing is to remove the blockages from the person's way, instead of trying to motivate them to get to XYZ thing, right? Oh, you go do this, come on, rah, rah, rah. No, it's actually removing blockages. Once you remove the blockages, then people actually start to do work. They actually start to do things, because it's never about that people are not motivated to do something, right? They actually are. They just need to remove things that are in their way, whether it be mental blockages, logistics blockages, right? Maybe they don't have enough time or whatever, all this type of stuff. We want to remove those things as much as possibly can. Or like knowledge blockages, where it's like they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, so we want to remove those as much as we can and get them going into, upward spiral instead of a downward spiral for results, to get the results that, I promised them. Yeah, and then the next thing is really thinking about, getting feedback from my current clients, and then updating the part of the daily actions part, right? Which is one of the most important parts of that, right? It's kind of, when the rubber meets the road, right? After everything is set up, I build everything out, the online presence, social media banners, all this type of stuff. The rubber hits the road here because they need to go out and they need to put all this stuff, their online presence, in front of people. And the only way to do that is to do these daily actions that I've set out for them. And that has been set up in like a module format, right? It's a training module format. I didn't want it to be more like a theoretical course, because I've seen theoretical courses and they don't actually do the things. They don't do things like understanding how a person learns and how they go through each steps, and do they need an action step, all this type of stuff. They don't understand instructional design knowledge, and that's something I've been researching into lately to make my stuff better, and also taking feedback from the people that I've worked with, saying, oh, this is too hard, Mario, this is not too good, I wish this was easier, this should be better. And I take that feedback and I make those modules better, because I want those modules not to be something that they just watch over and over again. I just want them to watch one thing or three videos and say, okay, I got what I need to do, I'm going. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take action, right? So I want to make sure that that's the case. So I'm taking feedback from my market and just seeing how that kind of loop works, right? It's interesting. I'm trying to think of this as I'm building a product or service, and not like a design or just creating a nicely designed thing, right? I want to make sure that this is actually for the user, the person who is going to use this thing, they get the best result from it, right? So I'm thinking of it as like a startup or like a product or service, and you're just doing research and development, and then you're tweaking things and fixing things as much as you possibly can, and it's always an adapting product, right? Just like my marketing is adapting marketing. Product should be the same thing, adapted product, right? So I'm doing that. Next thing I'm also thinking about at this point is really like systematizing a lot of parts of my rudimentary work, which is kind of like the lead generation process and other things, maybe even one-day design or all this type of stuff. But I'm really thinking about how do I basically remove myself out of my business, right? I made a business so that I could have financial freedom and freedom in general. The problem is that once you start to get to a place where you're getting a lot of clients, you become almost like the bottleneck, right? The thing that got you here to the place that you have now, which is basically, you've got a few clients in the door, they're getting results, things are moving, that's a business, right? This is no more longer a hobby, but you're still the only one doing things. You're the only one doing lead generation. You're the only one doing all this stuff. And that's bad. I don't want to do that for the rest of my life, right? I like the idea of just doing strategy for the most part. I like those sessions. I do still like design, but at some point I feel like I could definitely outsource the creative work to someone even better, who's an even better designer than me. And just really, my goal right now is to create the best system possible, right? I'm viewing my business now as a system instead of just me, I go out, get client, I say, no. What's the lead generation process? What's the fulfillment process? How do I serve my customers afterwards? How do I make sure they get to their goals? How do I take customer feedback? How do I integrate that back to the business? How do does the money from where I get my clients from, where does that money go into? Do I invest that back into programs that make my process more efficient, right? All this type of stuff. So I'm really thinking about that, right? Building those systems out. It's been troubling for me because, I have to decode all of my knowledge into bite-step pieces that somebody, let's just say somebody who's never done this before, should be able to do. And that's very hard to do because I honestly don't, I can map it out step by step, but I don't know if I'm even missing a part where a person might actually have a doubt in, right? So I won't even know until I actually hire a virtual assistant and they go through that process, right? So that's a bit of a risk for me because I might be hiring people that I don't even know are going to actually do the work or actually do the thing properly. But it is a risk I'm willing to take, and I need to figure out how to first build out that statement of procedures so that people can understand how to do that, right? And those are the main things I've kind of thought about. And I guess the main things I've actually learned going through kind of this period of just building up a lot of this momentum is the fact is that when you start, especially because now I'm raising my prices. I've gone from, I believe in May I was 150, and now I'm now at 1,000. I was at 1,000 in August, and now in September I'm at 1,500. And you might be asking yourself, well, actually it was actually free 150, free 180, 1,000, and then now 1,500. And you might be asking yourself, how the hell did I just go from this growth? Well, it's because I put consistently in the effort to build a better product or service and actively put myself out there to a degree that, I keep raising the prices, right? And I have to actually focus on myself to actually do that. I have to be focused and say, I'm gonna say this price on the next call, right? It can be as simple as that, just saying the price that you need to say, even if it feels like it's such a big jump or they won't get it, right? I have to try to get out of the ways of self-fulfilling prophecies, because that's what happens. If you get 3 or 4 calls that don't respond to the price and you're like, well, then my market doesn't really care. Whereas there's many variables. The fact is that you could have gotten a bad lead, somebody who just isn't a good fit for you. They don't have money, your objection handling wasn't good enough, all this type of stuff. But then you realize that after maybe 20 or even 15 or 20 calls, any amount of calls or even 30, you start to see that there's a pattern between this type of stuff, because as more data comes in, you start to see, oh, this happened here and these happened here, and I start to see the instances of my sales, and I can now predict that, and now I can be like, okay, I know that this is going to happen here and here and here, so I can still keep raising the price up to a point and see if someone accepts it, right? And that's just it. Like it's all about the level of comfort. Are you comfortable with going up $500 more than you were at 1,000? And you have to ask yourself that, right? And then it comes also into the deep part of things, which is like, who do you think you are, right? What's your level of confidence, self-esteem, right? And personal development. What are you actually doing in your other parts of your life that are feeding into the calls, right? And that's the main thing I've noticed, that anytime I've taken risks, even social risks or anything that's outside of the comfort zone, that price range goes up to some degree because of that whole thing. For some reason, people start to notice a higher level of confidence in you, and they are willing to now accept these prices that you put out to them. Whereas if you said them before and you said them not confidently, stuttering and stuff, you wouldn't have been able to get it. Okay? And another thing is, I'm starting to learn to let go of control. I need to learn how to let go of control. I'm a very controlling person, so I need to figure out how to let go of control as well on a daily basis, right? Especially now building out these systems and letting other people do the work that I built up so far for them to do. Okay, so that's the main insights I got from this summer, and doing all this work to get my agency or my whatever freelance hybrid whatever business up and running, and I just ready to see where it's going to go. And it's interesting, these couple of months have been pretty boring because they've been like, I've expected that these things are happening, but I can see the growth happening, and I'm just going to keep going now. And it's all about just keeping to it. Don't have any shiny object syndrome. Build out the systems and keep charging more. All right, so this is our episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to see more of this, subscribe to the channel, comment below, let me know your thoughts. What are your goals that you're working on in your business, and how did you use your summer basically to grow your business, if you did, or if you planned anything. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.